Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is KJ. I am a parenting coach, a gentle parent, and a cycle-breaking mom. I am on a mission to help all moms learn how to break cycles so that they can parent with more intention, less reactively, and just create that strong emotional bond with their kids. Now, today we're going to talk about what to do when our kids don't listen to us. Because as much as we have good intentions on parenting with calm and patience, it can be really hard to stay calm and patient when our kids don't listen. So in this video, we are going to unpack the reasons why your child may not be listening to you and some strategies that you can start to implement starting today that don't involve yelling, punishment, threats, or bribes. But first, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more tips to help you on your healing and reparenting journey. Okay, so why don't kids listen in the first place? A lot of times parents automatically just assume their child is being defiant when they don't listen. But honestly, there are a lot of reasons kids may not be listening to you. First, one of those reasons are perhaps your child just didn't hear your request. As parents, we have a lot of things on our plate throughout the day, and sometimes we just need our kids to do something that we ask. And we assume that since we asked and it's important to us, that our kids would listen and just follow through, help out a little bit. But what we may not be considering in that moment is that our kids' focus and attention, they may be fully engaged in play, or maybe they're watching TV, or maybe they're coloring or drawing. We think that they're not listening to us on purpose when really they were just so focused on something else that they were not tuning into anything else. Another reason why our kids may not listen right away is because our requests are overly complicated. Kids still have developing brains and they're not wired for long-term requests with multiple steps. What they need from us are short, clear, and simple requests. So instead of, hey, it's time for bed, let's get going, what does that mean exactly? There are a lot of steps that are involved with getting ready for bed. There's brushing your teeth, getting ready for a bath, changing into your PJs, picking out your bedtime books. All of those steps in our little kids' tiny developing brains can be overwhelming for them. So we want to break it down into more simple steps. Another reason why kids may not listen is because they may be dysregulated. They might be tired, hungry, they might need some attention, connection, some sense of autonomy. When kids are dysregulated, they are not really in a position to be wanting to cooperate and follow direction. So it may look like defiance on the surface, but really they have an unmet need that needs to be taken care of first. And finally, your child may not be listening because they don't feel very connected to you in that moment. If you've spent the majority of the day asking them to do things that you want done and you haven't really taken the time to do things that they want to do, they're not going to feel very connected to you. And kids who don't feel connected are less likely to want to cooperate. So if we can fix the connection, we can encourage more cooperation. So to summarize, when kids don't listen, it's usually because they're either dysregulated, disconnected, or overwhelmed. Not because they're trying to be defiant. The problem isn't really how do I get my child to listen to me? It's how do I get my child to cooperate with me? How do I get my child to say yes to something that I want done, not something that they necessarily want to do? So I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can encourage more cooperation from your child. First and foremost, you need to make sure that you have their attention. Again, if your child is focused on play, or watching TV, playing video games, coloring, drawing, or doing something else, their brain really isn't set up to do multiple things at once. So when they are highly focused on something else, they have a hard time hearing what's in the background, and that includes your requests from across the room. So what you want to do is you want to go to your child. Get down to their level, try to make eye contact with them if you can, and just get their attention and just say, hey bud, can I talk to you for just a few minutes? You can put a gentle hand on their back or on their leg just to let them know like, hey, I'm here, I'm trying to get your attention. If they're watching TV or playing video games, you can just say, hey buddy, can you just pause that just for a few minutes? I have something I need to ask you. And in this way, you're not only respecting their time, but you're also making sure that you have their full attention before asking them your request. Second, you want to connect before you direct. So even better, before you ask them for their attention, you connect with them first. So you can do this by validating their feelings or showing your interest in whatever activity they're working on. For example, if your child is reading a book, you could stop and sit next to them and just say, hey, that looks like a really interesting book that you're reading. What's it about? Or if they're coloring or drawing, you can take a moment to observe their artwork and make a comment about the colors that they're using. If they're watching their favorite TV show, you can take a minute to sit with them on the couch and watch for a little bit, laugh at funny parts with them, and ask them what they like about the show. So why is connection so important for getting our kids to cooperate and listen to what we ask them to do? Well, let's imagine for a minute that you are about to sit down to enjoy your cup of coffee and a book that you've been looking forward to reading. You've sat down, you have your coffee, you opened your book, and your partner comes into the room and says, "Hey, I need your help in the garage real quick." Now, just think about being in that position. Are you in a position where you want to say yes to your partner's request right away? Probably not. You're probably not in a position to want to cooperate right then and there. But now let's say you've sat down with your coffee and your book, and a few minutes later your partner comes in, but this time they sit next to you on the couch. Then they say to you, "Hey honey, I know you just sat down. I know that you want to relax and have some time for yourself. There's just something in the garage that I need your help with for just a few minutes. There's no rush, but when you have a moment, can you just pop in there real quick?" You'd probably be a little more inclined to cooperate in that second interaction, don't you think? This is because your partner took the time to validate and connect with you first. Your partner saw you as a person with needs first and prioritized that over getting you to do something they wanted you to do. They were coming from a place of understanding rather than from a place of requesting immediate action. Next, you want to give clear and simple instructions. Again, we want to be supportive of our children's developing brains. We don't want to overload them with multiple complicated steps. We want to try and simplify as much as we can, especially the younger the child is. So instead of, "Honey, I need to know what you want for breakfast," and then after breakfast, make sure you brush your teeth, change into your clothes, then we got to pack your lunch, and then we got to put your shoes on. One step at a time. However, to make morning routines and evening routines more efficient, sometimes it is helpful for a child to see all of the steps that need to be completed. Instead of verbally telling your child all of the steps that they have to complete, using a visual checklist will be so much helpful for everyone. You can make your own checklist, or there are lots of checklist tools out there that are really kid-friendly where kids can just check off each task as they complete them. Remember to also offer choices and collaboration with your child. Instead of demanding a task to be done on your timeline, try and offer some flexibility and give your child some choice in the matter of when it gets done. Remember, you're already asking them to do something that you want done, not necessarily something that they want to do. So you can still give them a little sense of autonomy by letting them choose how and when it gets done. You can still set the boundary, but let them have some choices within that boundary. For example, you could say, "Hey bud, don't forget that you have homework to do today. It just needs to be done before you have any screen time." Or, "Honey, don't forget that the toys in your room need to be picked up before lunch." Or even, "Your teeth still need to be brushed. Do you want to do it now or do you want to do it in 10 minutes? And finally, work on modeling good listening skills yourself. This should happen outside of moments when you need something done. When your child is trying to explain something to you or tell you a story, put down your phone, turn off the TV, really listen and be present for them as they try to talk to you. Not only are you modeling good active listening skills, but you're also building that connection with them. You're communicating to your child, "I am listening to you right now because you are important to me." I hope you found this helpful. Remember, when you focus on connection over control, cooperation will feel so much easier and more natural at home. That's all for now. Let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.